Hasbro needs to do more like this. Wired capes, recreations of iconic movie scenes, and just good action figures. Let's open them up, check them out, and of course do some toy photography. So, does anyone even care about Star Wars anymore? And I don't ask that question to be rage baity or whatever. I mean that truly. It seems like no one really cares about Star Wars lately, and it's really saddening to me. If I make a Star Wars video, it gets like half the amount of viewership than if I were to make a Marvel video or something, which is really sad because I want to make more Star Wars videos. But this one right here, I feel like just needs to be done. This is really freaking cool. This is just an awesome recreation playset pack of probably the most iconic scene in Star Wars, in The Empire Strikes Back. Like everyone knows, like,
no, I am your father.
Right, and that's this right here in action figure form. Plus, there's one other thing about this that's really special. Darth Vader has a wired cape, which is like the first I've ever seen Hasbro do in Black Series before, which is pretty exciting to me. I think this is gonna be awesome, and it definitely warrants a video, and I hope everyone watching feels the same way. And if you are watching, drop a like so more people can see it and love Star Wars. It also helps me out too. So this right here is Hasbro's Star Wars The Black Series Empire Strikes Back playset. It comes with Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader with a wired cape, and it also comes with this really cool diorama for, you know, this iconic scene and some other effects as well. So this is really freaking cool. And I got this on Hasbro Pulse for a pretty reasonable price for what this thing actually is. And that's kind of actually surprising to me. I would have expected this to be way more for two figures, a wired cape, and an actual diorama. Like, that's kind of crazy. So I've been really talking up Hasbro lately with Marvel stuff because I've been really liking it. And I haven't been doing a whole lot of Black Series, so I'm hoping this is gonna be just as awesome as a lot of their other stuff in the Marvel stuff has been. So I'm really excited about this guy. So if you want to pick him up, I will have the link in the description to pick it up. And it seems like this is gonna be awesome, so I definitely recommend it. And like I said, it'd be a huge help if you liked and subscribed to the channel. Thank you. So The Mandalorian and Grogu comes out in what, May next year, right? And that's definitely my most anticipated movie at all right now. I'm so excited. I love Mando, and I'm hoping that it's just so amazing and that people love it and that Star Wars is back to being, you know, loved by everybody again. I really hope so. And you know, the Sean Levy movie coming out too, I hope that one's just as good. I want Star Wars to be back again. I want it to be loved again. So hopefully that's what it is. Okay, everything's out of the box, and first impressions of the figures, they both look pretty freaking amazing. Like, the Luke figure is wild. Like, this is the best looking Mark Hamill likeness I've ever seen. And like, the figure looks really good. Its scale feels a little smaller, and I kind of like that, actually. And then Darth Vader this is the best Darth Vader they've ever done. There's a lot of similar things I'm seeing, but the face looks so much different and so much better. And of course, this wired cape is no joke. Like, look at this, so cool. So I'm gonna put this thing together. I'm not seeing any directions in the box, which is kind of weird. You need to have destructions, but I'm gonna do my best and look at this as a reference and put it together. All right, so let's see here. What goes first? So the first thing I think I should do is put these little clear thingies in there like that, which I like a lot. It's gonna make it be a little bit more elevated. Okay, and so next is this, which actually comes apart, which is cool because it can get sliced in half, which is great. There's a little hole here. Okay, and then this piece goes here. I'm looking down here, and there are numbers on here, which is gonna help me. So there's 2 right there. This one says 7 right there. So that is very helpful, and that will definitely help me put these in the right place. So here is the thingy itself, and it's really quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's honestly pretty amazing. So this is $80, which, yeah, that's a lot. But I think you're really getting your money's worth because you're getting 2 brand new figures, and you're getting this big diorama piece. Like, so what, 25 bucks a figure, that's 50 right there. And then 30 bucks for this, plus this crap. I don't know, that doesn't sound unreasonable to me, right? It doesn't sound like a wild, crazy deal, sure, but it doesn't really sound that unreasonable. I think it sounds pretty good. The fact that this comes off and on, that's pretty cool. And I really love that it is actually elevated with these little clear pieces. The detail isn't incredible. You know, it's pretty much just like a couple different grays, but I think it looks good. I don't know, I think Hasbro should do more stuff like this. There's a lot of very iconic things you could create that are just like this from Star Wars, the original, all of them. I think this is great so far. So I already did talk about the figures, and I really do think they are a great upscale from what they used to be. This whole set is reminding me of that Obi-Wan and Anakin Mustafar thing that I did before. It's pretty great. The figures are a step up. I think Luke looks good. The paint on him is good. Articulation feels like really good. Actually, the elbow joints seem very different than any Hasbro elbow joint I've ever seen. It's like a single joint, but it's really good. Weird, no butterfly joints or anything, but you know, you do still have all of this. It's pretty great. And all the little flaps and stuff he's got on him look really good. And he's got his ripped up knees. It all looks great. And like I said before, the Mark Hamill likeness is great. I'm very impressed. All the little scratches, even in the shoulders. He looks so good. And you know what? I don't have a Bespin Luke, and now I've got a really great one. The Vader figure, I don't think is as big of a step up. As far as I can tell, the way his shoulders pads work is much better. His face is a big improvement. I think the face looks really good. I mean, he's got the pinned knees and stuff, that's fine. But they look pretty good. I don't know how much of the Vader is totally renew. He looks much better, and yeah, his cape is good. So you can, excuse me, Luke. It's pretty big. The cape is pretty big. There's this really weird kind of circular middle piece of wire in the center there. I don't know if you can see that. If you want to have Vader's cape flown in the wind, like you can do that. Like that's like the first I've ever seen with Hasbro. And it works nicely. Look, he's still standing up and everything. Very impressed.
Most impressive.
By the way, Darth Vader's got kind of this really ugly tag here. Like, look at that. So I'm just gonna cut that off. I wouldn't recommend like ripping it off. Like I usually do that on t-shirts, but I don't wanna rip off the stitching. There we go. I mean, I probably can do it a little bit better than that. Actually, no, that's pretty good for me. So I think cutting that off is a good idea. Or just leave it, I don't know. So accessories aren't crazy, but you've got lightsabers, of course, which are pretty standard. I'm sure that they keep making improvements on these because they do seem pretty good, but you do have lightsabers. And then Luke does come with his blaster, which you can stick right in his little holster, just like that. There we go. And then they also come with this little effect for the lightsabers, which you can essentially, when you're doing the posing, have it be like that. And then you've got a lightsaber clash effect, which is really cool. And then with all of the articulation and with these accessories, I think you can get some pretty cool looking poses with these guys. You know, I think you're gonna be able to pull off some really good Star Wars stuff with these. Really impressed with them. Okay, just attaching the lightsabers. And there we go, there it is. It's pretty sick. That looks awesome. And it's cool. So similar, again, also to the Obi-Wan and Anakin thing, this little lightsaber clash thing, it actually really helps with trying to pose the figures because it gives them a little bit of like something to lean on a little bit. So it's kind of nice. And it looks good, doesn't it? That looks so awesome. The platform itself is, ooh, it's a little wobbly. I think it probably has something loose underneath. The platform itself is still, you know, it's limited in size. So I feel like I had to mess the poses up a little bit to keep them more close up. I don't know, the poses might be a little bit more awkward, I guess, that way. But you can't fully recreate the Luke, I'm your father scene because, you know, Luke should be like on a platform over here, you know, while Vader's kind of hanging over. But who cares? I think it looks awesome. I'm fully really thinking that this is a great purchase. So these are Black Series figures, so they're most likely 6 inches. Luke is obviously a little shorter, so Luke is just under 6, or maybe exactly at 6, and Vader is almost at 7. Pretty predictable. So, like I said, I don't have a Bespin Luke like this. So Here's just a couple of my favorite Lukes. This is the SH Figuarts Luke from The Mandalorian. I really like this figure. I've done some really fun photos with him. And then this is one of the, not the first, but one of the older farm boy Lukes that exists. And I kind of like this one. The newer one does look better. It's crazy how much better the face sculpt is on this one. And to be honest, I like this face sculpt, but the Black Series one looks more like Mark Hamill. Obviously, this is a recreation of the fake face in The Mandalorian. Oh, cool to compare. It's, man, this Black Series one is crazy good. All right, so this is the most recent Darth Vader Black Series. I think it's the most recent. This is actually the one from Obi-Wan Kenobi that came out. I really do like this newer version much better. The face is much better. Obviously the cape, it's definitely a big step up from this one. And then this is still, in my opinion, the best Darth Vader figure in the scale. This is the also SH Figuarts, but this is from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series also. And man, this is such a good figure. This might be one of my favorite figures ever. Like, this is just so good. The Black Series one is good, but no, it doesn't even come close to how good this SH Figuarts one is. It's just so freaking good. But I'm glad we have it. So this entire set, the figures, the diorama, are we gonna give it a W or an L? Is it good or not? I've been kind of talking it up the whole video, so yeah, I think it's a W. The figures themselves are brand new. They're really good. You know, they're great figures. You're definitely getting like a step up from what you had before. Plus, you got a wired cape on Vader. That is so cool. And the diorama is great. The diorama is awesome. Like, I love this right here. I think the price is pretty reasonable. It's a lot of money. $80 is a lot of money, but I see where that's all going. I wouldn't have been surprised if Hasbro threw $100 on this, you know, because of everything, you know, and said, oh, we also get an extra lightsaber blade that's moving, you know, whatever. So I think that's great. The price is good. Venom, can you stop inching closer? Just stay right there. So I'm gonna give it a W. I think it's really great. I think it's totally worth it. And I think Star Wars fans will be very happy with this. I want Hasbro to do more stuff like this. More diorama kinds of little mini scenes like this with really iconic things. There's so much that can be done with these. So I'm really liking it. I'm giving it a W. What do you think? W or L? So I obviously need to do some toy photography. I'd love to just recreate this scene somehow, and maybe I'll use like a computer screen or something. Whoa. But I would love to recreate this somehow. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, check this out. I'm doing something I've never done before. I put a TV right there. That doesn't belong there. I mean, you're probably used to seeing this counter, but not that TV. So my whole goal is to take a photo and make it look like they're in Bespin. It kind of looks like that, right? The background looks kind of cool. So I tried to do this in my office already with my small TV screen, my computer screen, and it didn't work out. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. And I was like, man, I wish I had a big TV. And then I remembered I had a TV. I had an extra TV in my basement. So I put it up here, and I put this Bespin background here, which I actually got online, and then I edited it a little bit to make it fit. Venom, do not jump up there, dude. Totally worst time ever. Anyway, so I'll have the link in the description for this exact one I used, because I didn't make it. I did edit the crap out of it, but I did take it from some... Jeez Louise. So, using this computer screen Diorama kind of thing is actually a pretty common thing I see used in toy photography. I don't do it very often. The last one I did was with Indiana Jones and Grogu, and that was really fun. But it's pretty cool, and I think it's gonna work perfectly for this. I've actually got 2 candles holding up the diorama, and I've got this little thing here to look like the bridge, so it's not floating. This is another diorama piece I've just had for a while. It's holding up by a liquid death can. And then I've got a bunch of lighting surrounding it, and I'm making sure none of the light is facing towards that, because if I do, I'll get a bunch of glare. Look, there's already some glare right there. Venom, I keep stepping on you, chill out. So, in camera, this is how it looks. It's really blue in camera. It's way more blue than it is looking there, but that's okay. So I'm using my 85mm, which I don't usually do so much on here, but I think it's gonna really stretch and blur the background out to make it look pretty good. And it looks pretty good, right? I am gonna have to take 2 photos though. Venom, don't jump up! Oh, God. Anyway, my settings are at 400 for my shutter speed, f1.8. It's still very low. I want to blur that background out because I feel like the more in focus it becomes, the more fake it will look. And my ISO is at 400. So I have this other Lume Cube here that I'm gonna hold above to get some lighting from above, get that rim lighting. It's actually got a honeycomb piece on it that makes the light go straight down instead of spread out. So it actually kind of works for this to not get as much glare. Because look at that, you can see the whole thing. We don't want that. So that's what this is gonna be for. I'm gonna hold this up, and then with my other hand, I'll use my remote and take the shot, and that's gonna be it. So I'm definitely gonna need to do a little bit of editing to get this to work right. So I'll break it all down in the post-photo breakdown, and I'll let you know how it goes. Hopefully it goes all right. Wish me luck. See you there. Okay, it is time for the post-photo breakdown. This is gonna be a doozy, for sure. Here it is. This is the final product. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe I think it looks weird because it's different than what I usually do. But it feels weird to me, but I do think in the end it looks pretty good. The background, I think, works. It still doesn't look like this is a scene pulled out of The Empire Strikes Back, that's for sure. And there's only one bridge there, you know, it should be connected by two bridges, whatever, that's fine. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. So this is the original photo, which is actually pretty wild that it would start from here to here. Obviously, I took out all of the candles and crap down there, and I did that because I took a second photo just as is. So that was very, very helpful. And then once I took those out, I just removed the counter and everything. I used the generative fill in Photoshop to fill that in. And I did actually adjust it a little bit because in this one, he's a little higher up. So I centered it and cropped it to make it fit that way. And I think it looks pretty good. So obviously the lightsabers are fake. And actually, I initially just had it like this. I didn't really like the plastic effect there. But then I kind of realized that I liked it, so I left it in there, and I feel like it feels more like, you know, a toy photo versus like some type of other kind of art. I don't know. But I did a lot of work, you know, just adjusting colors and this kind of thing to make it all kind of blend well together. And I do think it looks okay, but at the same time, I still feel like it's a little weird. But I think it looks okay. Am I being weird for thinking it looks weird? What looks weird about it? Is it just me? It's definitely out of my comfort zone, so that's probably why I'm feeling that way. Let me know what you think. Give me some critiques, and let's run the end of the video. This thing is a huge win to me, and I really hope Hasbro does more stuff like this, and I hope people love it, and I hope Star Wars really isn't, you know, as dead or whatever like I was thinking in the beginning of the video, because I miss it, and I miss other people caring about it too. But if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo will be posted also up onto Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, all that stuff. If you want to follow my work on those platforms as well, it's all linked in the video description below, just at Sirdork. And as always, thank you for watching. Thanks for getting this far into the video, and I really hope to see you in the next one.